there's a bevy of facts that you wouldn't have thought to piece together. The spiritual nuke that happened, Grandfather Lightning's reference of major spirits that look over the city, his references of the Magi having deals with them. There's an internal cosmology that supports Acidus. Why build something obvious when you can build something local? The solar farm doesn't interact with traditional occult symbols, and it doesn't have any because it doesn't need any. It can use the powers of the local city's spheroscape and cosmology in order to fuel its matrices. Which is fucked up shit, FYI. Also, the God Machine has full knowledge and understanding of these things, if it is the God Machine. At this point, it might even be more likely to be a rival faction of mages, because of the detailed amount of local knowledge is generally beyond the scope of what the God Machine considers.
Way too detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More mages? God.
I have a contact for Nero still, right?
Mm-hmm.
I contact Nero.
It's like Christmas!
I'm going to give you some Christmas. And also work on building that relationship with Nero.
Alright. I'll get back to that. There are other players at the table. You guys are going off to investigate. Or you guys are going off to accomplish your goals.
Yes.
Getting into Ember Hill again.
Mm-hmm.
So, his apartment is close to the university.
Sweet.
Which makes it an easy...
Thank you for
Oh my god, which makes it an easy next step. You can walk over to the university. You are Nikki Swift. You can walk into their history department and ask to speak to the dean. And then throw money at him until he gives you a research document that tells you what the 1920s landscape would have looked like. He'll need some convincing, but you're Nikki Swift and you can throw money at him.
Money
Or-
solves problems.
Or anything else you might want.
Or anything else he might want. You're not wrong.
Half the boys on the college university's football team.
Ooh, water polo team.
Oh, even better.
But no.
Tell him you want to start a male gymnastics team.
So, presumably,
Practice making.
Like, I mean, he could want money,
Like the
or he
Greeks.
could want something like being an extra, or he could want,
any number of things.
yeah, being invited to a red carpet event.
So,
Yeah.
you...
What can I do for you?
You go into the history department, like you walk onto the university. It's like 15 different people instantaneously turn and they're like, "Oh my god, it's Nikki Swift!"
I feel like maybe I should get a bodyguard or something.
Probably.
You want me to be your bodyguard again?
You're doing a thing.
You are doing it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's why you didn't come with me. So
No,
I
I
should-
can NPC a bodyguard.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that's fine. If you two want an NPC security detail that's been assigned to her,
yeah.
being you and Nisi.
I might want to get like a more permanent one. Maybe I'll buy an NPC.
The eagle has landed in the nest.
See, I know what I'm talking about.
Buy an NPC.
Retainer.
With my experience points, I might buy a retainer contact.
I know. Yes, a bodyguard would fall under retainer or staff, depending. But you probably want it as a retainer.
Especially if they're going to be around me all the time, you might want to have to contract them.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's my last experience then.
Not even
Me.
It's like angry.
Okay. So, meanwhile, I'll have a temporary security system. If anybody would, or security staff
Detail.
while I'm going on to the campus, just so I don't get overrun by fans. Although I do love all of my fans, and I'm so happy to see our youth getting the education to advance themselves in whatever field that they want.
I'll be gay. You be J. Don't wear black suits.
Yep. I'm Agent. I'm Bodyguard J.
I'm bodyguard K.
Matching size. Like,
Yeah.
I was doing it as he started doing it, so I was trying to match it. I just had my eyes open during it, so I noticed he was doing it at the same time.
So you walk on campus. You have your bodyguards with you and your personal assistant.
They're old and broken, and I
Baby.
want new hotness. But we'll get to that later.
One has a cane with a cast on its foot.
No.
Yeah,
You walk on campus.
busted.
They kind of like hold people at arm's length.
So I walk into the history department.
Oh, sorry, you're the
Or,
assistant.
or I find out where that is.
Good call. One of the students is like, "Oh, it's over there," and then another one is promptly like, "You fucking idiot! The history department's over there." And they point you in the right direction. The second choice, not the first choice. First one looks like a jock who probably would know where the history department was if it
Don't
been
be
her
mad,
ass.
so I did that.
Okay. Well, I asked the
Who's
first
probably
one,
pointing to his
or
dog.
no, I asked the second one, the one who actually knew what the history department was.
Angry
If
Jock's
they
been
wouldn't mind
sending
walking me over
emails
that
to me
way.
with new photos.
Okay. Ta-da. So he walks over to the history department. It's glass doors in a brick building. It's got windows, obviously, but it's a brick building, old building. Doors slide open. There are filing cabinets, the long ones. 2 sets on either side, potted plants, and then a reception desk that looks very nice. At first, the more you look at it, the more it looks kind of just
I know, I just
older. Just a touch more run down. But it gives a good first impression. And there is a middle-aged lady sitting at the desk.
Okay. So I walk up to the desk. Oh, well, I thank my guide. And then I walk from them. And I
Bodyguard
walk
pulls out a picture, one of her pre-signed headshots.
And then I walk up. Scampers away. I walk up to the desk, and I smile as charmingly as I can, which is pretty darn charming. And I ask to speak to the dean.
What is this regarding?
Oh, words. Asked to speak to the dean. I would like some research done regarding Ember Hill and historical.
time to pop your...
I was letting her actually talk it out before
Oh.
I asked for a dice roll. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
I was just reminding her.
Yes.
Always necessary.
That I wanted to talk about the local historical landscape, but not specifically landscaping, just local historical landscape.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see your play on words there, madam.
What
Yes.
were we talking about?
And that I would like to commission a research paper document. And that I feel that this prestigious and local location might be the perfect place to go.
Excellent. Presence plus persuasion.
Okay.
What, do you have any applicable specialties? Do you have any specialties?
Yeah, she has specialties.
Negotiations. I have persuasion. But it's in negotiations. Expression acting. I suppose acting counts. That's also not persuasion.
Nah, you're being honest.
Yeah. Okay, so,
So persuasion.
persuasion and what?
Presence.
Presence? Okay.
Good.
You can pop the condition out for another week and gain plus 2 days.
Is this, do you think really I want to spend them, or do I want to spend them later with
You might need it for the dean though.
Yeah.
Well, it triggers for the scene.
You gotta get better
Triggers for the scene?
Yeah, the dean's gonna be a different scene.
The dean will be a different scene. It all depends on when you want to pop it.
I think I'm gonna try to keep that card in my hand for a little bit longer.
Alright.
I'm good with third.
Which was a good call. 4 successes.
I've got
Oh, good call.
Very nice.
Still
Jesus.
good.
You spin the receptionist a swarthy paper. She smiles and nods and gets sucked into it, and she seems really thrilled. And then, so she turns to, like, she calls up the dean's office, and she kind of gives him a brief, like, quiet explanation of what's up.
That made me cheerful a little bit.
Of what's up. She turns back to you, and you see the Historical Society thing.
1,000,000
Her blouse.
old and the fox thing.
And she says, the dean will see you.
The fox
Right away.
thing is Nick and it's Zuto.
Let me-
Thank you so much
It's
for
like-
your help.
She looks nervously at the two givers.
I can leave them here if that makes you feel more comfortable.
We're not leaving your side, ma'am.
I can leave one of them here if that makes you feel more comfortable.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. True facts, though.
They are hired to be bodyguards. They do not leave her side. One may, but the other will not.
So, you get taken to the dean's office.
Because otherwise that's
Dean
the
is sitting at
very
his desk.
"Fuck the time."
It's not as nice, actually, as the front desk. The whole office isn't as nice. But there's books everywhere. And you can tell the dean actually works.
It looks nicer than it simply deteriorates.
Yeah. Yeah. Books everywhere. Fucking half open, like in stacks, just fucking everywhere.
So, yeah, I take a moment to obviously take in the room and assess it.
The dean's sitting behind this desk, kind of patiently waiting for you.
And I give a winning camera smile.
No, not quite. Nikki and company. I shouldn't be surprised. What can I do for you? Please, sit.
I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to see me. I know I came unannounced and it was most impolite of me, but you're very gracious to take the time.
Anything that I could do for someone interested in Ember Hill?
Well, I was hoping that you could help me with something. I noticed while I was touring that the actual grounds and the landscape of the backyard, is an inadequate word, were not as lovingly maintained as the house itself.
I haven't seen
And
it.
I was hoping to express my commitment to maintaining this historic word that would go here, sorry, landmark.
Even though
And,
at first, initial thought today.
I mean, maintaining this important part of local lore by actually researching what the landscape would have looked like in its heyday,
Like I was like, oh my gosh.
and what the 20s
That's why I called you
landscaping
right away. I'm like,
principles
oh
were.
my gosh.
And to recreate that, and to see what would go into that, and have that proposal for the Historical Society.
Sure, I'd certainly be happy to help, and my department has several resources that are available for such an end. However, certainly 1920s historical landscaping models are available from the library. If what you're looking for is just a
Well, that was
recreation.
silly of you.
Well, recreation and moderate changes. I know that sometimes they encourage practices that wouldn't be acceptable these
Well,
days with the basic
Though I
species
am thankful.
and whatnot. And
that you
I was
didn't
hoping
make
to
fool ass of yourself.
kind of
Still,
circumvent that with some more modern sensibilities, but maintaining the original
Okay.
aesthetic.
here's kind of
And
a funny
hoping
thing
to
I
commission a
throw this
research
out there.
document from whatever graduate students would be interested in creating such a thing for perhaps their,
And know that
Thesis?
there's no
Thesis?
moment you could pop
if
it
that's
off.
a adequate
How
thesis.
dumb do you
It certainly would be for our department, especially with the amount of research that would be involved, as well as collating
that's
information.
just, I gotta
and
throw that out there.
analysis. I mean, it certainly seems like something that our department would be happy to fund,
Oh,
and I certainly would love to be able to help you and to have your name associated with such an esteemed product in my department would be phenomenal. The resources of our department, however, are somewhat scattered, shall we say?
Well, I'm not.
Thinned out, perhaps might be a better term. History in Acidus is not a very popular subject. But certainly nothing that publicity couldn't fix.
Well, of course, any of my resources that I can offer. As undedicated as they might be to historical things, publicity and finances, I have plenty of, and can offer to you in whatever dosages this project might need.
Well. And this is where we start rolling. I was like, well, the basic gist of it is,
Like, it shouldn't matter.
the two of you go back and forth
Be it
um,
regardless of gender.
with
I like
double
that.
talk and
It shouldn't matter who I'm hanging
descriptions and
with, is what I'm saying.
asides.
The fact
The guard
that
does his
I'm
best
hanging
not to
with
look
friends
bored
with
out of his gourd.
textures.
Comes
Yes,
with the training.
textures are specific, not part of the body,
They always look
but
alert.
Still.
Even when they're asleep. I mean, what? No, they would never.
That's why they have the big, thick, dark sunglasses.
What it comes down to
It didn't
is
even like.
Isidis
like it
needs
didn't
more.
give me
I'm sorry. The university needs more recognition. They have
when I read
a theater department that is
I
underfunded.
went and looked at what you call
Theater,
it,
huh?
like, oh,
Theater and screenwriting. They have a historical department that is underfunded. They have a whole bunch of humanities that have a ridiculous number of students, cheap labor, and ridiculously little funding. If you, the audience, are curious why, or if any of my players are curious why, it explains it under areas of interest on the wiki. They want to make a movie cheaply. They want to make a movie that's got the University of Assiduous plastered all the fuck over it, features accurate historical research, student-run collaborations, etc., etc., etc. They need studio resources for that. That's his dream. That's what he wants from you. The man is not asking for
Sign here.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
He just wrote a contract for you.
Right? That's exactly what popped into
And what
my
would
head.
you be willing to sacrifice for said dream?
which is why.
this research paper.
Well,
And
that sounds like a long working relationship between myself and your department. And I would love to have that, and I have. Of course, a fleet of people. They'd be interested in writing up a detailed contract, making sure that you have everything that you want from me listed out, and what resources I could expect from you in return.
It's one of those things to where.
well, I'm glad we're in agreement. I'll have my people talk to your people, and we'll hash this out.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
Go ahead and roll me presence plus
Yeah.
persuasion with your specialty in negotiation.
Male
Sweet.
doesn't matter. If
And then I'll go ahead
getting
and
better,
turn in my thing for the plus
better
too.
at it, and if a friend
Okay.
asks me for help,
That's what
I'll
I'm
help
after,
them,
actually.
you know?
Which was a good call. Guess I got two.
Woo!
Oh, shit, you drugged me.
Okay, so you
movie works.
like he wants to include all of the humanities
Oh, shit, you
departments
would
in
have
this.
it,
And
too.
you kind of bring him back
Years of using.
because that degree of a production is
Pretty much.
never going to return an investment.
Just so
Never.
used to the day.
So you kind of bring him back, like he's got ideas for the culinary department, producing the food for it. He's got ideas for. He literally has a play. The man has probably thought about this for the past 5 years. Like he got a wild hair up his ass one day that a movie was going to save the humanities department of this university, and has not let it die.
I just have a thought. Like, I know that you have a cult here already,
You can get
but
out.
there's
Oh no,
one-
my cult's not actually based out of the university.
Oh, okay.
So no, by all means, please turn. You have free reign to turn that into the university into your own cult.
We
You
have
won't be-
overlapping cults.
Because I'm seeing a theater department here that is going to be working for me contractually, and I only see like a couple more steps to making them worship me, which they might already do.
You don't know what happens in these dorms. Actually, yeah, you don't want to know what happens in these dorms.